Conference USA against the Mountain West. Here tonight, two leagues that are about on an even playing field. And these are the elite teams in this league, conference champions last year. Colorado State in white won the toss, defer the option to the second half. And the kickoff by Jeff Babcock is another boomer. 15 of his 20 this year have been touchbacks. The drive will start from the 20. So we bring on Dave Ragone, the Louisville quarterback, 6'4", big size, 250, added 25 pounds last year. Lefty throws it at a good completing percentage. Behind him, Tony Stallings, who had fluid on the knee, but then came back with a career-high game last time. Three receivers. Coach told you about Branch. Zeke Parker averages 19 a catch. And Ronnie Gent, a good tight end, 17 catches, averaging 10 per grab. Opening drive starting from the 20. And Ragone gives to his one-back Stallings. 6 to the 26. Let's check out the Cards up front.
The leader of the University of Louisville offensive line is senior guard Aaron Darzinski. 28 straight starts. The offensive line needs to run block better to get more offensive balance if they're going to beat Colorado State today.
On the other side, defense, it's given up a lot of rushing yards. Smith and Goodpaster in the middle. Summersell and Hogan off the corners. Hogan has a couple of sacks this year. Jeff Grau will try to give it a shot here tonight. Ragone's first pass complete to Deion Branch and a first down to the 36-yard line. Adam Wade, the strong side linebacker, made the tackle. Let's check those Colorado State linebackers. A couple of sophomores with Wade and Wood. Eric Pauley has a groin injury. We'll watch him very closely as the night starts. And the secondary.
Guys, you're going to have to keep a close eye on Justin Gallimore and Dexter Wynn, the two corners. They like to play man coverage from time to time, and Louisville will definitely challenge them outside.
Stallings gains a couple of yards. That is Eric Pauley in on the tackle. Sophomore backer, the top tackler on this Colorado State defense.
Already seeing Dave Ragone take control of this offense after the first play came out with no huddle. Again, he's got experience. Last year he was the Conference USA Offensive Player of the Year. Comes into this game with a very good understanding of what they're trying to do with this scheme.
But it's impressive that they come out running the football first because they have to establish a run to get offensive balance.
Colorado State heats him up. Ragone's quick toss is complete to Antoine Harris at the 44-yard line. He'll be about 2 yards shy of the first down. 3rd and 2 coming up.
You can see the respect in the early going from the Rams secondary, giving a nice cushion to the speed of the University of Louisville and their wide receivers, giving them 8 to 12 yards off the line, and Ragone with the experience recognizing that, making the proper checks to throw the ball underneath.
When you have a passing offense, 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 2 are the most important downs of all because it keeps you with the football or not. This is a very important play early in the ball game for U of M.
Tony Slater, the third tight end, in motion. Stallings is stopped. They try to run that way where they made it the strong side, but Colorado State wise to it. Louisville will have to punt.
That's the one thing I don't like about the spread offense is the fact that you don't have a lead blocker. And you and I have talked about this 1,000 times.
You have.
I know, but 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 2, you need a lead blocker. These spread offenses should use lead blockers on short yardage.
They try to spread everybody out and they make a decision on where it's best run. But give Colorado State's defense a lot of credit there. For a young defense to come on the road in the first series and to step up like that, it's very, very important to try to help their confidence and psyche.
Dexter Wynn waits for Wade Talachka's punt. Stay away. It's bouncing at the 20. Will go inside the 20 and be down at the 11. Very nice kick for Talachka. 44-yarder. Long field for Bradley Van Pelt and CSU when you come back. Mike Lee Kirkendall back with you on College Football Thursday night, presented by Circuit City. Louisville, 1 first down, then held by Colorado State. And in the loud section of the stadium, the closed section, Bradley Van Pelt and the Rams take over. The first down run to Dwayne Rupp for a couple of yards. It will be 2nd and 8 coming up. Bradley Van Pelt is the son of the former New York Giants Pro Bowl linebacker Brad Van Pelt. Bradley makes his 2nd collegiate start. The Michigan State transfer under center with some talent surrounding him on the Bud Light Backs and receivers, Dwayne Ruff, the running back, Dallas Davis. Pete Rebstock was going to start, but I saw Sonny Lubick right before kickoff. Rebstock out with his hamstring injury. Tried it, couldn't go. So he's out. A couple of cogs missing for the CSU offense. On 2nd and 8. Ruff. Nowhere to go. LeFew, the redshirt freshman defensive tackle, led the charge. Colorado State up front. They need some yards, over 68 and 73, the strong side of this offense. They ran for 302 against Wyoming.
Louisville very talented at the defensive end position. Michael Josiah and Dwayne White last year combined for 25 sacks. If there's any concern of this defense, it's the interior, two guys in the middle.
3rd and 11. Van Pelt will throw, will run, will be sacked. Scott Lopez from Gainesville joins Devon Thomas from Jacksonville. And Chris Smalin, the defensive coordinator, sees his team hold CSU 3 and out. Punting time for Joey Huber, who gets great hang time, but is not the fastest getting rid of the ball. Good punter, blockable would be my read on him. Look at that hang time. All the way back to the 40, and the halo violation is called on Foul Woods. The backup defensive back was within 2 yards of that 53-yard punt.
Got the halo out of the way early tonight.
Yeah.
Second punt.
The Herb Street Halo is what I call it.
College football Saturday kicks off at noon on ESPN. It's Purdue and Iowa, and a red-hot Iowa Hawkeye team of Kirk Ferentz. And on ESPN2 in the Big East, Virginia Tech will be tested by West Virginia, Rich Rodriguez's team. Previews of these and other coming games this weekend on ESPN.com. You see the number 6 Hokies, who are cruising thus far this year.
I was going to say, of all the great teams that are out there in the early going, that's the one team that could be much better than we know, or maybe not quite as good. We just don't know yet.
Connecticut, Western Michigan, Rutgers, and Central Florida.
That's
why we don't know.
They could be a great team, but they kind of underneath the radar screen right now because of their opponents.
Gets tougher the next 3 weeks with West Virginia, Boston College, and Syracuse. You'll see that West Virginia game on ESPN2 on Saturday. Excellent field position for Ragone and the Cards. The tight end, Ronnie Jett, into CSU territory at the 38-yard line. 15 first down yards.
See the touch here, Dave Ragone. This is something that Louisville wants to try to do. Get the ball up the field vertically and hit the seam. Nice ball, nice touch just to lay it in there. Although he has a big arm, you can see that he can take a little bit off when he has to and kind of pull the string.
The reason why they're going to Jet more, you can see they got double coverage on those 2 great wideouts.
Freshman running back Lionel Gates with a carry to the 35, pickup of 4. Lionel Gates woke up this morning in a local hospital. In the hospital for a couple of days with a tonsil infection. You see he played against Memphis. It was the first time the true freshman played. They were thinking about redshirting him, but because of injuries to T.J. Patterson, they decided to take the red shirt off Gates, and he performed very well in the win over Memphis last week. Seeing his first football action of this week and a 4-yard gain there. 2nd and 6. A toss. Deion Branch lines up in the backfield. A holding flag comes in on Louisville, so it will come back. They pitched it to the wide receiver Branch, who lined up in the backfield 4 times earlier this year.
Holding on the offense.
Conference USA officials, they move it back 10, and here's Dr. Jerry Punch.
Mike, you mentioned Lionel Gates. The reason he was hospitalized, he's had recurrent tonsillitis for off and on for the last few weeks. They've given him 5 penicillin injections. When he tried to practice this past Tuesday, the tonsils were so swollen, they were like 2 golf balls in the back of his throat. They were meeting in the middle, and he had trouble breathing. They had to put him in the hospital. Tuesday night, he was in the hospital. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, discharged this morning to the team hotel for breakfast. Much, much better on IV antibiotics. Probably a little weak, may not have a lot of stamina, but able to breathe and much improved. But they want to get these tonsils out. They were even considering surgery tomorrow because they have 12 days between now and their next game.
Didn't Doc tell us it takes 4 seconds Did you say
Seven.
7 seconds. No, that's a tough case.
Yeah,
4 seconds for regular tonsils, 7 for bad.
Tony Stallings in the game. They fake to him, and the pass is dropped by Ronnie Gent, the junior from Lakeland, Florida. You didn't know tonsils could come out that quick, did you?
We're in a meeting with John L. Lewis, and he's talking about this kid's stuff. And Doc says, well, let me tell you something. I've done hundreds of those, and it takes 4 seconds for one kind of a tonsil. Then somebody said something. He said, well, for a tough one, it takes 7 seconds. John L. Smith looked at him like, you got to be kidding me. Oh, the doc is amazing.
Minutes, not seconds.
Oh, it was a minute? Yeah. Okay. It's 4 minutes. Thank you.
It's good.
That was good. It was close.
3rd and long. They need to get to the 29 for a first down, but Ragon's going down. Sacked by Dexter Wynn. They brought some heat from the cornerback, and a big loss. Colorado State's defense stops Louisville.
This is what Larry Kerr's defense is all about, trying to get an offense in 3rd and long and then allowing the defense to turn it loose with the zone blitz scheme. They show you maybe 4 or 5 different looks. They try to keep the offensive line and the quarterback guessing. We see it every single week. Defense is doing a great job of confusing offenses with the zone blitz scheme, and they're worked to perfection for Colorado State.
One of the things that's different sometimes picking up the blitzes, you can pick up linebackers and everybody else, but sometimes the backs are not accounted for. And that was a defensive corner coming.
Wade Talachka's second punt. Good protection for the kicker. Dallas Davis caught it at the 21. And gets out to the 37-yard line. Very good return men for Colorado State. Good field position, and the CSU defense has made itself heard early on. Here at Louisville, the 4-1 Cards and the 2-2 Rams are scoreless. Updating Barry Bonds, he hits 3rd when the Giants come up in their next half inning at Houston. When Barry comes up in his quest for 70, we'll take you there live here on ESPN, so don't touch the remote. Bradley Van Pelt in CSU. First down pass is complete to Joey Capari. Gets it out to the 43-yard line. Well, that tested the back 7 for Louisville. Let's check them out with Chad Lee, a junior, who's going to be important tonight in some run situations for Louisville's defense, along with Jeremy Freitag. And then really the back 5, because they have a bandit back in Michael Brown.
Louisville has the 2 best safeties in the nation, and number 12, Curry Burns, strong safety, number 1 tackler for U of L, and number 24, Anthony Floyd, who set the Conference USA record of 10 interceptions last year.
Well, those guys stick and pick. One's a hitter, one has a bunch of INTs. That is a holding flag coming in on the center, Mark Dreyer. So erase the Dwayne Ruff carry. It will be moved back.
Holding on the offense.
As you guys know, this is an offense that at this stage of the season cannot afford to self-destruct with penalties. They need to avoid 2nd and long and 3rd and long with Brad Van Pelt still trying to feel his way with this offense. I like that first call. Give him a chance to get back and throw the football and try to slow down the Louisville defense. They're pinning their ears in that first series and just attacking the Colorado State running game.
On deck in Houston, 2nd and 14 in the batter's box for CSU. Pass back to Capari, right side. The junior from California is met by the stick of stick and pick. Strong safety Curry Burns. Chad Lee came off his linebacker spot to make the play as well.
Burns is 6'1", 205 from Miami. He's the number 1 tackler on the football team. We talked about him in the pregame show. They like him. They say he's the best tackler they've had here in years and probably be a strong safety in the National Football League.
Has 3 interceptions this year to go with all those crunching hits. 3rd and 9. Van Pelt on a run. Oh, those linebackers were sitting there and waiting. Freitag made the first hit, and Colorado State will be forced to punt. Devon Thomas dropped back off the line, helped make the play. Both offenses trying to settle in here in the opening going. of Joey Huber's first 23 punts this year, 7 have pinned the opposition inside the 20. 5 fair catches. Tells you he can hit it high and control it.
That's amazing.
Hits at the 1.
We're not in Fort Collins either, so don't blame it on the elevation.
That's right. That's a good point. 55-yard punt by Huber. So we will keep you updated with Charlie Steiner and Dave Campbell calling it on ESPN Radio. Bonds now 0 for 1 with a walk. Meantime here, Louisville has picked up 33 yards on 4 plays. They've taken it 1st and 10 to the 47. Lionel Gates has had 2 carries for 7 yards and 2 second down completions by Dave Ragone. 11 yards to Zeke Parker, and just a second ago, 15 to the redshirt freshman Antoine Harris. And from the 47, this is the tight end Jet. It's to the 43, Justin Gallimore, one of 2 identical twin safeties on this team. Justin is a senior, number 26. Jason is a senior, number 22. They're both from Wheat Ridge, Colorado, and both had a defensive touchdown in a game this year. Same game. It's never happened before.
You know, coming in this game, Colorado State's have defensive tackles, touchdowns this year of interception and fumbles. The only other year that they've had that defensive touchdowns in Lubbock was 1996.
Some of these teams make big plays happen.
Great, I'm telling you.
2nd and 6. Stallings back in the game. The senior back. Good pressure by Adam Wade, who is shaken up. Adam Wade, who was the Mountain West Conference Player of the Week last week for his performance against Wyoming. 9 tackles and an interception. Shaken up as he made that tackle. Adam coming off a knee injury from 2000 when he started 3 games and was injured against Arizona State. Really played well as a freshman and has come back from that injury to re-earn a starting spot.
I feel Adam Wade could be the next great linebacker at Colorado State, and anybody who's seen Sonny Lubbock's teams at Fort Collins over the years, they know that they play tenacious defense and the linebackers are very active. Number 9 could be that next great one for the Rams.
Go take Wade over there and check him out, see if he's okay. This is a young and thin linebacking core as it is. Well, they're in 5 DBs often tonight, especially now. It's 3rd and 5, and the U of L has 4 receivers. Bringing pressure with 5. That pass is complete to Zeke Parker. At the 33, it picked up 9, and Louisville has a 1st down.
That time that Colorado State brought the blitz, but watch number 27, Tony Stallings. He picks up the blitz right there, Kirk, and that allowed the quarterback just enough time to throw the football.
Yeah, you're right about that. And I tell you what, it's early in this game, but I like the vision and leadership that the quarterback Dave Ragone is providing for Louisville. He is in command of the offense, and he's seeing the defense and making great decisions. 7 of 8 here in the early going.
8 of 9. Stallings only a couple of yards. Looks like Gallimore had a hand up in the face mask. No flag came in there. Jerry Punch, what about the Colorado State linebacker, Wade?
Well, Michael, they held their collective breath here on the Rams sidelines because of Wade's knee injury and rehab, and he's walking back on the field as we're speaking right now. It was not the knee. He simply had some grass in the eye that came over and irrigated it out. He is fine back on the football field.
And Doug Heald was in there in his place.
What did they do to it?
Irrigated it. They washed it out. In the old neighborhood, they just washed it out.
Okay.
Immediate contact from Lucas Smith up front, trying to say Louisville drew him offside.
Offside on the defense. The 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
2nd and less than a yard.
Again, looking at Ragone, the experience of playing the position, he's mixed up his snap count quite a bit, and it's slowing down the Colorado State defense. Good-looking quarterback.
The junior making his 18th start here tonight. Lionel Gates, the freshman. Punt. from behind by Wallace Thomas. The junior has a couple of sacks, came in and made the play. Steady and solid defensive player up front.
Watching it from up here, I think this is a perfect situation. They got number 9, Deion Branch, one-on-one on the 20-yard line. And Kirk, let me tell you something. If I'm upstairs after I make this first down, I'm going to him somewhere in the end zone for a touchdown.
I think they're setting themselves up to go there. You're right, because they've kind of come underneath the coverage, and they're baiting Colorado State's defense to come up. And then once they do, you're right.
It's good.
Branch has the speed to make them pay for it.
Good night, sweetheart.
They'll have some time to think about it. 3rd and 2 coming up when the second quarter starts. Colorado State, no first downs, no points. Louisville, no points either. The second quarter starts with the freshman Lionel Gates getting a first down across the 20 and to the 16-yard line. Aaron Sprague made the tackle, but it's a first down for Louisville. They ran for it on 3rd and 2. This is the best offensive showing for either team thus far tonight. Colorado State didn't pick up a first down in their first quarter and had just 13 yards.
As Lee said earlier in the broadcast, Louisville known for their passing game, yet tonight they're coming out in the early going and controlling the line of scrimmage and throwing underneath and establishing a ground game.
A couple of their freshman receivers at the bottom of the screen for this 5-wide set. Here's Deion Branch on the move at the 10 to the 5 and knocked down at the 4-yard line. Well, they asked Tiger Jones, number 2, and J.R. Russell, 82, to block, and they did. First and goal, U of L. That
was a wonderful call, because what they did is they had one-on-one coverage with Deion Branch, and he makes that little bit of movement, Branch does, and when he gets the football, he's such a great runner, it turns in, Kirk, almost like a sweep play.
Yeah, I like his versatility. They said he can play anywhere on the field as far as a wide receiver position, but you've seen him tonight. They line him out in the backfield, and as Lee said, they throw him up basically a glorified sweep.
Give to Stallings. He gets to the 1-yard line. Lucas Smith, the nose man, able to keep arms around the senior from Medford, Ohio. Aaron Sprague lost his helmet.
Louisville's been very good in the red zone. They've been in it 20 times this year. They scored 19 times with 15 touchdowns. That's very, very good.
They have it at the 1 here. Branch and Parker up to the top of the screen. Oh, they lost the ball, and Colorado State has it. A disastrous turnover, and that's been a problem with this team. They've lost 7 fumbles, but they've put it on the ground a bunch more. Eric Pauley comes up with the recovery. Louisville gets it to the lip of the cup, and they miss the tap-in. Colorado State ball. They fumbled it at the 1. Long field for Bradley Van Pelt. They have it at the 2, and they'll go up top. Looking long for Dallas Davis, who dropped it at the 42-yard line. And covers with Ronnie Galasho. After the first quarter, Jerry Punch visited with the Colorado State head coach.
Coach, the defense holding up pretty well in the first quarter, but what do you do to get your offense on track?
Yeah, we've got to complete a pass or two. We've got to try to run the ball a little better. I think we've only been in 6 plays in the first quarter. I don't know. I think, and they've had the ball a little bit on us here, but defense is playing good. We've got to be able to complete a pass down the field.
Hey, thanks, Coach. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Part of the reason for that 1st and 10 play call. Now 2nd and 10, and this is Henri Childs out to the 6-yard line. He's the junior from just outside of Kansas City, Shawnee Mission.
Sonny Lubick is exactly right. You have to be able to stretch a defense and keep those safeties back. The Louisville safeties are at 9 and 10 yards and just waiting for the handoff. By stretching them, maybe it slows them down a little bit. And I'll tell you what, Colorado State has speed at receiver, and as young as Louisville is at corner, they're going to probably continue to try to do that.
A perfect example, number 27, Dallas Davis should have had that.
He had him beat.
He had him beat. It was right in his hands.
3rd and 6. Count. Wide open. It's Joel Dreesen, the H-back. Out to the 29-yard line. A pickup of 23 and a first down. Dreesen's 10th catch of the season.
Well, this is where the quarterback feels most comfortable. Van Pelt is an athletic quarterback. He ran the option in high school. He's never really felt comfortable in the drop back. You're going to see the tight end on the backside drag. The H-back stays out, kind of out to the flat. There's a wide open hole there against that zone defense, and Van Pelt made a nice throw.
Henry Childs breaks free to the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
36 yards for the junior. His long run of the season.
Well, you got to give Colorado State's offensive line a lot of credit here. Watch him come off the ball, and number 73 comes off there, Rock Finlayson, and makes a nice block by pulling it out. And number 68, Roderick Lancaster, two seniors, good-looking blocking because they were up high.
Amazing what happens when you have a little bit of balance in the offense.
There's a little option, too. It's not going very far. Chad Lee makes that play on Childs. You know, we're talking about Bradley Van Pelt, the son of former NFL linebacker Brad Van Pelt. Childs, who's just had those big runs, his dad Henry was a tight end with the Saints, the Rams, and the Packers, and played the same time Brad Van Pelt played, mid-'80s. So appropriate in thoroughbred country here in Louisville. We've got great bloodlines in the backfield for Colorado State. This is 2nd and 13. Van Pelt. And nobody open, they lost the football. Louisville has it.
Here's the inexperience of having a quarterback trying to make a play. Good decision as he comes off. You can see how comfortable he is here. Watch the football, how he flings it. Keeps it away from his body, and against an aggressive defense, they're taught to smack that ball away. He'll learn from that.
And number 99, Dwayne White, 6'2", 280, was a running back in high school. They made him a defensive end. They think he could be one of the best linemen ever to play here at Louisville.
Colby Clark made the play defensively. Ragone takes that snap, and with a flag down, it's a carry of Tony Stallings. Wow. This is pushing the pile forward to the 40, 6 yards there.
Offsides on the defense.
Either 2nd and 4 or 1st and 5. You take 1st and 5 every day.
Yes, sir.
First down.
Louisville's had their opportunities. Got to think they got to capitalize on this series.
I'm going to bring Deion Branch back behind the quarterback here. We saw this earlier. 4 other receivers spread the field. Toss to the senior wide receiver Branch. Lowered his pads like a running back. To the 36-yard line. There's a marker down over there by the sideline.
Brings a different gear to the backfield. Toss him the ball.
Well, we watched the Conference USA officials sort it out. John L. Smith's team heavily penalized this year, an average of about 10 per game.
Dead ball, personal foul on the offense.
And they've had a bunch of those, too. They got the first down, but then after the first down was the flag that will push them back. Hey, let's go back to what happened earlier. Louisville was right on the edge of a touchdown and really gave it up in a bad play.
Well, here the quarterback Dave Ragone never gets his hands on the football. The snap came up, And you've seen quarterbacks many times stand at the line of scrimmage at the goal line and wait, and that's what he did there. It was a quick count. Van Pelt just got a little bit of sloppy with his mechanics, rolling out, trying to create, make a play, but has the ball away from his body, and the Louisville defense batted it away.
And that Dwayne White, I can't tell you enough about that kid, because people tell me around here that he can run as fast as any lineman they've ever had here. They've had some great ones.
He reminds me of Joe Johnson, who's had a great NFL career.
It's 1st and 10 because it was a dead ball foul, but a 15-yard flag. Ragon's pass is incomplete for Ronnie Gent. Fans want a pass interference or a completion, and they'll get nothing and not like it. Eric Pauley on the coverage. This Colorado State team lost to Colorado this year to open the season. The last 2 prior seasons, they beat Colorado. What a momentum builder that was for Sonny Lubik's team. They felt they could beat anyone. This year's team is missing a lot of veteran leadership, and maybe Colorado had too much talent for them in Denver. Tony Stallings is knocked down on a great play by Adam Wade again. 3rd time we've seen Wade make a play like that. He's a sophomore. All the linebackers are sophomores. And look at all the new starters here in this lineup. 3 men up front, 2 linebackers. The experience comes back in that back 4.
We also missed that Matt Newton, the quarterback. He was my favorite boy. He was an experienced guy. Won some big games for Colorado State.
Rick Kroll, a great linebacker that provided the leadership.
3rd and 12. Ragone being chased. He will not slide. Delivered the blow, but got the 1st down at the 37-yard line. 250 pounds, and he says, I'm not going to slide. I'm bigger than most of the guys trying to hit me.
You know why? Because he's a left-handed guy, which J.L. Smith says, number 1, he's got a little screwball, right? Number 2, he's a 1st-generation Italian, and Italians don't slide. They go after you.
Tough guy.
Also, he's a tough guy, 6'4", 250. He comes, and you know this, Kirk, he comes from St. Ignatius High School in Cleveland. Is that a great football program or what?
One of the best in the country. Chuck Kyle is one of the better high school coaches, and he talked about all the success that he's been able to be around at that level.
Dion Branch guys heading back towards the locker room area to get checked out. Maybe when he lowered his shoulder on that carry, he got hurt. Lionel Gates, the freshman, cannot do that at the next level. You can't start reversing your field, and he loses yardage. And the Colorado State's training staff is coming on the field, but their players are okay. John L. Smith unhappy.
You saw Ragone get hit. You mentioned he doesn't want to slide. And I know he's a big guy, 245, 250 pounds. He'll learn to slide eventually, because as big as he is, those linebackers and those safeties look for those kill shots. And you saw the hit that he took there. Better get his behind down.
One thing also, he's a tremendous basketball player. In fact, he led his team to the state championship in Ohio for basketball. 2nd
and 13 pass to Zeke Parker. Held on to by Gallimore. That's Justin. Those of you who are keeping track of such things, Justin and Jason, the 2 twins. The immediate question is, can you tell them apart? No, they're identical twins. Jason's a little taller, just a slight bit taller, and Jason's older by 8 minutes. And Jason, the older one by 8 minutes, is more outgoing and the social butterfly. Justin's the kind of quiet, busy bee. That would be the slight differences. 3rd and 10. They're bringing 5 with pressure. Louisville picked them up, and the pass is complete. Just shy of the yellow line for the 1st and 10 to Zeke Parker. Now, what are you going to do here now? 4th and about a yard?
Go for it. Go kick the field goal.
7.5 left.
First of all, it shouldn't be 4th and a yard. Zeke Parker needs to get the extra 2 yards in his route, and he's a guy that I think is still kind of getting a feel for the position, but he's got to get the extra couple of yards there to allow them to have this 1st down, so you don't have to go through this as a head coach.
And a timeout will be taken by Colorado State. 4th and a yard coming up from the CSU 28. College football Thursday night presented by Circuit City brings you back to Louisville. Scoreless, low scoring thus far. 4th and a yard. They go for it. Lionel Gates, the freshman. First down and more. Lionel Gates. Out of bounds. At the 9. Lionel Gates with a carry. 19 yards. They take those tonsils out, it'll be even faster.
You know, one of the things about Lionel Gates that makes him special is he's got that great speed. Now watch the offensive line come off the ball real well. But the thing I like right here, Kirk, is that break up the field. Now, he comes from Jacksonville, Florida, which is really great for running backs in that area. And I love the way he gets up the field, boy. Nice play there by Gates.
First and goal. Remember, Deion Branch not in the game at this point, although he's back on the field. Gates loses a couple of yards. Lucas Smith has been very active in the Louisville backfield thus far tonight. Here's Jerry Punch.
Guys, Deion Branch just running back out of the locker room. He did not go to the locker room, by the way. He went to a portable x-ray machine behind the locker room, and I ran back there a moment ago. Raymond Shea, the orthopedic surgeon here, has the x-ray. We looked at it back there a moment ago. His concern was his left clavicle, the collarbone. He got hit twice. He was feeling a little bit funny, a little bit unusual, so rather than take a chance of looking back x-raying, x-rays are negative, and he's back on the football field.
There you see the x-ray in hand. Branch went out earlier on this drive, walks right back on the field. Second and goal. Ergon swings it out. Here is Stallings. Got about 4 yards. Oh, and Colorado State, I don't care if they're young or old, they get to the ball.
And that play right there is the play I love. And we're going to see that play Saturday with Oklahoma and Quentin Griffin. That's the Oklahoma #1 running play. What it does, as you know, Kirk, is a quarterback comes back, he just dumps it off right here. He dumps it off to Stallings, and now it's a sweep.
That's all it is. Get the ball to the outside with this spread offense. Yeah. Instead of having the eye, just simple toss. You get into the spread and you throw it out in the flat. You rely on your athleticism and speed to make a play.
If Texas is going to beat Oklahoma, they got to stop that play.
Third and goal. We're going. Nobody open. Finds Fan. Touchdown. Zeke Parker. Second touchdown of the year for Parker. Nathan Smith, a Louisville native, adds the extra point. Dave Ergon, a fabulous night so far. In terms of completion percentage, 13 of 15. This is touchdown toss 10. He was patient, he had time. And there's Zeke Parker, the senior from Athens, Alabama. 7-0 U of L. He plays on the U of L campus, an urban campus, and they've really incorporated this stadium as a part of the redesign and growth of this area. Line drive kickoff will go nowhere, as all Dexter Wynn can do is take a knee. Well, after the Bradley Van Pelt fumble and the turnover, Louisville goes 11 plays and 46 yards. The touchdown pass by Ergon to Zeke Parker.
Well, Zeke Parker's going to work his way into the inside of the center of the field, and when he gets to the middle, you're going to see some confusion for the safety and the linebacker. We'll show it right after this play.
All right, let's get in this 1st and 10 with Van Pelt. That's Svoboda in motion. Henry Childs lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Dwayne White off the end made the play.
As you said, Parker's going to come in here and work his way in. Now you're going to see miscommunication between Sprague and Wade, and they lose him right about here. This is a good job by Parker to see that and to continue to work his way in and just find the hole. Good throw by Ergon.
The line of Sims, Rodriguez, Darzinski, Woolard, and Ebel did a nice job of protection, giving him just enough time to throw the football. That's a perfect play, good protection, good route, good throw.
2nd and 10. Van Pelt, look out. White the sack, along with Michael Brown's pressure. 3rd sack by Louisville. Colorado State players shaken up. Roderick Lancaster, their senior guard.
These plays are slow developing, so you need to get back, get this quick a defense, and get rid of the football. They're too fast with a pass rush.
I keep telling you about this Dwayne White. I have a close friend named Harry Jones, who's been the president of the board of trustees here, told me that he thinks could be the best defensive lineman he's seen in Louisville in 30 years. And let me tell you why. He was a running back in high school from Marbury, Alabama. Auburn was all set to take him, and he hurt his knee. And Auburn dropped him, and Louisville picked him up as a running back. And now, Kirk, they made him a defensive end, and the guy is as sensational as Harry Jones told me he would be.
Well, last year, White and Josiah combined for 25 sacks. So this is a defense that's known for their speed on the edge. But at that time, Michael Brown, the bandit, they turned loose, and it allowed them to put the pressure on Van Pelt.
As Lancaster comes off, let's check with Jerry for a quick second.
And you mentioned Dwayne White. He said he was a big Alabama fan growing up. He loved Bo Jackson. He wore number 34 all through high school as a running back. And when they backed away, Auburn and Alabama were recruiting him, he said, my dream of playing in red and white was over. But then Louisville called. Not only did I get a scholarship, but I got to play with my dear red and white on my back.
And he's got 4 sacks on the season now. 30-16. Childs gains 2 yards. Jeremy Freitag made the play. This Colorado State offense can get nothing going.
Mike and Kirk, it seems like to me that Colorado State just grab bagging. They're not establishing anything. You notice that? It's just a play here, run here.
I think they're still searching for their identity as an offense.
Joey Huber's punt, not as long. A fair caught. That's violating the bubble again.
Yeah.
You got to give him
halo.
About 10 yards.
You got to give him
about 10. 10 to 15 will do.
That one's 38 yards, and foul Woods. The guilty party. Louisville will get the ball on the other side of midfield.
It seems like Colorado State's defense has been defending their own end of the field the entire first half.
Interference on the kicking team.
Well, Kirk, time of possession is 2-1 in favor of Louisville. The Cardinals will have the ball at the CSU 48, leading 7-0. Papa John's Pizza is the food of choice at Papa John's Cardinal Stadium. This stadium was built mostly with private and corporate donations, $63 million worth. Opened in September of '98 and is the perfect stadium, 42,000 seats. Here's Ragone. Throwing long to Tiger Jones. Did he stay in bounds? No. The freshman from Mobile tried to do a dance, but not.
Number 2, Tiger Jones.
Speaking of the stadium, we've been around the country a lot, and I don't know if I've ever seen a more beautiful, well-constructed, well-planned stadium on any college campus than this one. I mean, there's 40,000 people, but the lounges and the booths and everything they have here, the facilities are wonderful, aren't they?
You're right. The entire complex. You can see Gallimore gets lost. Let's see how close this is. Now the right foot,
right
toe is out of bounds.
Well, maybe the video screen needs to be a little bigger because the folks could see that was as blatantly out of bounds as possible.
It's not something to show it 3 times up there on the board.
It was the right call. Show it all you want.
I know.
They can't figure it out. It's their problem. Zeke Parker just shy of the first down. Might take a peek at that. It'll be 3rd and short coming up.
What a difference in the tempo of the offenses. That's the experience of the quarterback. Ragone gets the ball, boom, he gets rid of it. When Van Pelt has it, it seems like it's much slower as far as the development of the passing game.
You notice one thing also that Louisville is doing better this week. They're running and throwing. They had 270-some yards against Memphis last week. It's really helped their passing game.
19 runs, 17 passes lead, and they run there. with the quarterbacks league for the first down. If you have a 250-pounder, you might as well. Louisville blew an opportunity for a touchdown with the fumble at the 1-yard line by Ragone. Have taken advantage of a turnover and now are trying to take advantage of great field position here by, as you mentioned, Kirk, constantly keeping that Colorado State defense on the field.
They're also mixing up the formations. Makes it very tough for Larry Kerr and his defense to get a feel of what they're doing. One time he's in the shotgun, empty set, and they'll be in 2 tight ends. So they're really doing a good job of mixing it up.
5 in the pattern, and incomplete. Ronnie Gent, the tight end, couldn't get turned around to catch the ball as Ragone took a hit. Well, Louisville's 4-1, but they're not 5-0. They're not the biggest surprise of the football season just yet. ESPN.com, our weekly question: is it 5-0 Fresno State? North Carolina's victory over Florida State. The Fighting Irish 0-3 for the first time ever. Chopa 0-3. Is he still chasing the bear? Or the Big Ten still looking for a win over a top 25 team in the current poll? What is the biggest surprise to date? College football 2001. Log on to ESPN.com and cast your ballot. Tony Stallings is tackled by Eric Pauling. Will be third in a long 9 coming up. So ESPN.com, as we do every Thursday, our question of the night. Biggest surprise thus far as we start the second month of 2001 season.
Well, it's a tough call. I would have to say we have to vote here.
I'd vote for UCLA's defense.
It's not an option. This is
on there.
I don't know.
There are no write-ins on .com.
Oh, there's no write-ins?
No,
okay.
no.
I'm sorry.
They can write in questions for Lee Mail or Kirk's chat on Thursday afternoons, but not here.
You know what? It's how badly they beat Florida State.
3rd and 10. The blitz is coming. A flag is down. So hold on. Jet tried to back his way down into the secondary, and John L. Smith is frustrated because that baby was going.
One of the receivers
Dead
moved.
ball.
Illegal
Full
procedure.
start on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
Sports Center in-game. Halftime reports coming up in a little bit with Rich Eisen. Here's a preview.
Well, Mike, virtually every National League race is up for grabs and going on tonight. And this afternoon, we'll have a pennant update. Also, we'll talk about one of those items on the ESPN.com list. What's up with the 0-3 Irish and hidden video with the national champs. And how did I get through this without mentioning Barry Bonds, Mike?
Well, somehow, something tells me you will. Barry Bonds updates as they happen on the Keystone Light halftime. Sports Center in-game with Rich and company. They blitz on 3rd and 15. Ragone is on a run and is brought down by Dexter Wynn. Second time he's got there tonight.
You know, it's an interesting scenario. I just looked up at the scoreboard. It's 1 minute and 35 seconds. Colorado State's only losing 7-0. I would promise you, if I didn't know better, I'd say at least 14, maybe 17-0 Louisville. They're still in it. Sonny Lubeck, his team is still in this ball game.
Thanks to his defense.
Thanks to his defense.
Oh, man. Playing very well for a young group on the road.
Oh.
Playing very well, keeping them in this game.
Wade Talachka with the punt. Dexter Wynn caught it at a 4, which is supposed to be a mistake. The way the offense is going, it worked out just fine.
It's the best offensive play.
But still, fundamentally, a mistake.
You get to the 10, you put the heels there. Old school. Tell them.
Tell him.
You get to that 10, you plant it. If it goes above you, let it go.
22-yard return.
Thank you very much.
Give the decoy.
Final weekend of the Major League Baseball season. Playoff action ahead. The Phillies trying to keep the heat on the Braves. Go to Cincinnati to take on the Reds on ESPN2. And on ESPN, it's doubleheader action. The Astros and Cardinals deciding who's the champion of the Central, who's the likely wild card. And we continue to follow Barry Bonds as the Dodgers take on the Giants at 11 Eastern. Bonds 0 for 1 with a walk. You've seen both at-bats live during college football game day and during our first half. Next time Bonds comes up, we'll get you there. Final minute, Dwayne Ruff to the 28-yard line. Here's Jerry Punch.
Well, guys, Colorado State did not need any more bad news. 2 running backs out for the season. Another offensive lineman, Mark Dreyer, playing with a knee sprain. And now Broderick Lancaster, their strong guard, has been taken to the locker room by Rocky Trumper, the orthopedic surgeon. Possible left knee injury. They're going to examine the ligaments. We'll know after halftime.
All right, Jerry. Thank you. Aaron Green, back up from Colorado Springs. Number 64 is in there for them. Bradley Van Pelt runs option and is run down by Bobby LeFew.
You know, we always talk about coaching adjustments in the second half. the Colorado State offense needs to go back to the drawing board and have quick-hitting offensive running plays and have Van Pelt get back and get rid of the football. This defense of Louisville's is too fast for this scheme that we saw in the first half.
And I also think, though, they've got to throw the ball deep. They had Dallas Davis for a touchdown. They dropped the football. Take a shot.
The youth at corner, one man coverages they're playing.
Over the top.
Yeah, take some deep shots and see what your players can do out there.
Sports Center in-game Keystone Light halftime report. Louisville has run 23 more plays, but they lead by only 7. Colorado State gets the ball to start the second half, but now here's Rich Eisen.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome to the Keystone Light Sports Center in-game halftime report. And the report is probably going to be Barry Bonds dominated. He is on deck right now in Houston with the Giants leading 2-0. And hey, he's getting some strikes tonight. He's seen 10 pitches from Astros starter Dave Malicki, against whom he's 11 for 23 lifetime coming in. He's now 11 for 24. He walked in his first plate appearance, grounded out in his second plate appearance. Malicki was definitely throwing him strikes and coming after him in his second plate appearance. He's seen 4 strikes tonight. He's had 11 swings in 16 plate appearances since last Sunday, which is quite a span of time. He saw 11 pitches Sunday, 17 Tuesday, 18 Wednesday, 10 tonight. And you could add them up. That is a few strikes. It's 2-0. Jeff Kent stepped up to the plate after Bonds walked in the first inning and poked his 22nd home run of the season. He had 2 RBIs in play. Obviously, Barry Bonds now has 173 walks, adding to his major league leading total. Also, some history to tell you about this afternoon in San Diego. Ricky Henderson scored a run on a home run, and he is now the all-time runs scored leader with 2,246, breaking Ty Cobb's record. So Ricky did it on a home run, and you'll see later in the SportsCenter in-game, if we get to it, that he slid into home plate.
To receive the kickoff to start the third. Here's Dexter Wade, who had a kickoff return last week for touchdown. He's tackled at the 25-yard line. Bradley Van Pelt comes on the field for CSU. Those of you just joining us will take you on the ESPN game track to tell you what happened in the first 30 minutes. Dave Ragone, only 4 incompletions, and this touchdown to Zeke Parker in the second quarter.
It'll be interesting to see what Colorado State decides to do offensively here in the second half. Van Pelt has struggled. The whole offense has struggled. Only 2 yards have netted positive yards.
Colorado State's got to continue to try to run the football because Louisville's just chasing the quarterback Van Pelt all over with great pass rush.
Drive starts from their own 26. Dwayne Ruff, the senior from Denver, gets out to the 30-yard line. Here are the numbers through the first 30 minutes, as lopsided as you can find. Look at Colorado State, just 17 plays, less than half of what Louisville ran. And Lee, how about that bottom line, time of possession?
That's why the University of Louisville, they've had 21 runs, 18 passes, nice balance. That's why they're winning the first half. Good offensive balance.
2nd and 6, the toss to Ruff. Dwayne White leading the charge, along with Devon Thomas, I should say, making the tackle. We have not seen Michael Josiah, the other defensive end. He and White last year for Louisville were a sack machine. They combined for 25.
And this is where the defensive ends will really come after Van Pelt.
Josiah, headgear on, ready to go, but we haven't seen him on the field. Van Pelt's pass is complete. Or a first down. Chris Pittman, the sophomore, 8-yard catch. First down. Here's Jerry Punch, who was in the CSU locker room.
Guys, at halftime, as you might expect, Sonny Lubick very pleased with the play of his defense, and the defense are playing their tail off and doing very, very well. The primary focus was the offensive line, trying to get something happening here in the second half. Talk to individual players. Sonny Lubick went down the line one by one. The senior, Jose Ochoa, the tight end, also trying to get his offensive line to try to move and get some movement up front, trying to get those reach blocks. They've been sealed off and have not been able to get on the linebackers. Got to get some offense here in the third quarter.
No Broderick Lancaster, their starting guard, who injured his knee in the first half. Bradley Van Pelt looking long. There's contact while the ball was in the air. No flag is thrown. Hello. The CSU sideline was pretty uptight about that one.
like to call play action on 1st and 10. Again, just anything to slow down Louisville. Doc mentioned an offensive line stepping up, and I agree. It'd be nice to see them raise the intensity level, but at the same time, play calling has got to help them out to try to slow down Louisville in some way.
But one thing I noticed about Louisville, a lot of teams we've seen, they've got excellent closing speed. All these guys can run for Louisville.
2nd and 10 with Pittman in motion. Another play action pass. It's to the H-back, Joel Dreesen, his 2nd catch of the day. He worked it forward right towards midfield. He's very near the 1st down. Fans did not like the spot. Dreesen, a redshirt freshman. That H-back position so important on this team.
Again, there's a nice call there. Play action. See, as soon as he hit his last step in the drop, the football was gone. It's not giving Louisville's fierce pass rush a chance to get to him. Get rid of the football quick.
Needing less than a yard. Wayne Ruff moves it forward, and that's the 2nd 1st down of that drive. And that's as many as they had in the first 30 minutes.
And they're getting it because they're mixing up the plays. They're calling a little run here, a little quick pass here. They went over the top one time, which was good because that loosened the defensive secondary up. The next time they come underneath them, Kurt. Nice strategy. Deep, come underneath.
Second time Colorado State's been in Louisville territory all night. Slow developing, Ruff into the boundary for a couple of yards. Josh Minkins met him there along with Anthony Floyd.
Number 5, Josh Lincoln. Number 24.
Bradley Van Pelt, the quarterback of this Colorado State team. Remember Steve Tannehill from South Carolina with the hair out the back of his helmet? He fits the long hair. He's a surfing guy. He loves the X Games. He's into street, not vert, but his heroes, Tony Hawk and Steve Caballero.
Hey, did you know that Steve is the original member of the Bones Brigade?
Steve Caballero.
Yes. Did you know that?
I know you were watching the X Games very closely this year, Lee. Staying fully informed. Ruff is stopped. Loss of a couple of yards.
Lee,
Michael Brown
explain to me what the Bones Brigade actually is.
Mike, tell her what the Bones Brigade is.
Steve Caballero, one of the original members of it.
How about that Hawk guy?
Tony Hawk. You knew who Tony Hawk was, right?
From the commercials.
Well, the point is, Van Pelt is this happy-go-lucky, easy-going guy. But here's the problem. This is only the 2nd time he's played quarterback in the last, 3+ years, Herbie?
Yeah. Oh. Had a tough go at Michigan State. Kind of felt nobody believed in him and decided to go home and found a home at Fort Collins, Colorado.
Transfer from Michigan State. Hasn't played since the senior year of high school until last week. His 3rd down pass is knocked down and incomplete.
Guess who knocked that down?
This Dwayne White guy?
Yes, sir. I'm telling you, the guy is a sensational player. He's only a sophomore. He's got speed, quickness. Remember, he was a high school running back. He's got agility, and they say his motor, Kurt, never stops.
See that tonight. Oh, they love, the players of Louisville love the scheme. They love to have an opportunity to just get after a quarterback. And with Colorado State's passing, that's what they're doing.
Joey Huber hangs it high. No fair catch by Deion Branch. He was shocked not to have anyone within 2 yards of him. A 9-yard return to the 24.
Dwayne White, to me, at 6'2", 280 pounds, is playing down now, but that young man will be the best prospects in linebackers in the National Football League in a couple of years. Mark it on your calendar.
The 8-time national champion Louisville Cardinal cheerleaders rooting on the home team. 1st and 10. From their own 24. Game for going to the quarterback. Quick hitter with Tony Stallings to the 30-yard line. Drew Wood, the middle linebacker, 2nd leading tackler on this team, made the play, but the play's been made tonight by 99 for the Cardinals. Dwayne White, 8 tackles already this evening. That's impressive when Colorado State's only run 26 plays. Wow. He has 8 tackles.
He's done everything except intercept the pass. He hadn't intercepted a pass.
That's all. Just Julius Pepper style. Go up and make the catch. No problem.
Ragone has been very efficient tonight. Good ball fake. Ronnie Gent, the tight end, has a first down. He is a load.
Well, Ragone throws the ball and he's looking to get downfield and pick up a block. I love that.
Mentioned his record, 13-4 as a starter, but that linebacker attitude.
Watch him. He dumps the ball in the flat, and he wants a piece of somebody. He wants the payback time. He wants the defensive end or somebody. He didn't touch anybody, but he looked good running downfield.
You better be very careful, though, if you throw a pick.
You're right.
Mark Brunell style from last week. Huh? Ooh, first and 10. Here's Ragone's pass. It's complete to Deion Branch. Lee has pointed out the Louisville balance with play calling tonight. There you see.
And what that does, even though you might not make a lot of yards rushing, what it does is, you know, Kirk, it slows the pass rush down because the defensive linemen have to play. John L. Smith is smart enough to know that if he's going to have a good football team and beat good teams like Illinois again, he's got to run and throw. Against Illinois, remember?
Yep.
He just threw it. Can't be one-dimensional, right?
You're right about that. And the other thing that the graphic didn't show is the way he has the balance. So many different formations. That just makes the defense have to think about more things. Different formations, moving your personnel around. It's a good plan tonight. Now they just have to punch it in once they get inside that 20-yard line.
Freshman Lionel Gates headed upfield, and Drew Wood pulled him down again.
If anybody out, excuse me, Mike, if anybody out there is looking at this offense and they're looking at Oregon State, looking at Miami with Erickson, this is Dennis Erickson's offense. John L. Smith, as you know, was with Dennis for 9 years. And he got this philosophy of coaching. He got the offensive scheme. He got everything in his career as Dennis Erickson.
You know what's funny is you hear the spread offense. Every single week people talk about the spread offense the last couple years.
Yep.
Just a little bit short. The thing that people need to appreciate and understand is when you think of the spread offense, it doesn't mean you're throwing the ball 70 or 80 times a game the way in some cases Purdue or other teams out there will do. The spread offense is just as much about running the ball as it is throwing.
And the conversation that you mention every week, every football broadcast you hear now, it's the number of guys in the box. And what does the spread offense do?
Takes them out of the box.
Well, the spread offense makes the defense tip their hand and makes you spread your defense out and show if you're in man coverage and you're going to blitz or if you're sitting back in zone. And the offense, as a quarterback, you pick what the defense is going to do. You decide to go the other way.
Third and a yard, two receivers, one back. Ragone tries to sneak for it. And depending on the spot, as you see the line there, Ragone is over the yellow line, so it should be a first down, but let's see where it gets put down.
And one other report about the spread offense. From a coaching standpoint, what you do is you split the line out, and it makes what they call man-made holes. There's holes in there. There's seams in there. You don't have to butt a guy and block him like you used to in the old days and beat a guy one-on-one. Now you can just hit him, glance off, and the guy's gone.
Unless you're Penn State, you're still trying to line up and drive them back.
Yeah, can't do that nowadays. Too many good football plays.
Too much speed.
First and 10 Louisville, right near midfield, leading 7-0. Their first drive in the second half. Freshman Gates. As we said in the first half, you cannot make these plays in college, son. Lost a shoe, in addition to 14 yards. You cannot reverse your field. True freshmen will learn that. ESPN 2 primetime, 7 Eastern, 6 in SEC land. Mississippi State. Dante Walker and the Dogs got to get it going. They're 0-2, and they go to Jordan-Hare to take on Auburn. At 7 Eastern, Saturday night. Auburn, a young team, but 2-0 in the league. 3-1, their lone loss up at the Dome against Syracuse a few weeks ago. But Jason Campbell, their quarterback, going to mature as October moves on.
The more experience Jason Campbell gets, the more the Tigers become a legitimate threat.
This is 2nd and 26. Trying to get some with the screen to Stallings. to the 45. It'll bring up third and about 13.
You can see the dilemma that the Louisville coaches have. You have Tony Stallings, the senior, the guy, the blue-collar guy, understands the offense, makes great decisions, but Lionel Gates, the true freshman, he brings a lot more speed, but he makes some mistakes. We've seen it a couple times tonight where he tries to make a big play, and it ends up backfiring. So they try to mix them both in and give you a pretty good combination.
And if you weren't with us earlier, Gates, who lost all that yardage, tonsil infection, was in the hospital Tuesday and Wednesday, released this morning, playing a limited amount tonight for his health and his knowledge of the game as a true freshman. Ragone got away. The lefty couldn't get enough meat on it to get it out to Zeke Parker.
That was one time being a lefty was a disadvantage, because going to his right, he had to turn his shoulders all the way around and throw it. If he was a right-handed quarterback, as you know, Kirk, he could have just rifled that ball, and that would have been a completion. That's tough to do, turn those shoulders when you're a left-handed.
Not to mention, he has a tendency, because of the way he throws the ball, he puts the ball way up high, almost like you see these kids that are just learning to throw at the Pee Wee level. They over-exaggerate and put it up high. He has a tendency to do that. And there, I don't think it allowed him to get much momentum on the ball.
Wade Talachka with the punt. Sterwin on the run to the 31-yard line. A very nice return of 20 yards. Oh, Bradley Van Pelt and CSU, 2 first downs last drive. See how they do with the next one. First college football game in the month of October. Glad you're with us for college football Thursday night, presented by Circuit City. It is the Mountain West against Conference USA. The 2 conference champs from these leagues meet in the Liberty Bowl every year. These 2 teams did it last year. Bradley Van Pelt throws again to his H-back, Joel Dreesen, out to the 32-yard line. Anthony Floyd, the free safety, on the hit. I mentioned Brad Van Pelt, father of Bradley, former Michigan State star, and then on to the New York Giants. 10 years, 5 Pro Bowl appearances with the Giants, finished his career with the Raiders and then the Cleveland Browns. There is Brad Van Pelt, Michigan State star, all Big Ten performer, played safety, and now is watching his son, who they tried to move at safety at Michigan State, play quarterback at CSU. Carry out to the 37-yard line. On second and long. Here's Jerry Punch.
And we have caught up with Brad Van Pelt. And Brad, let me ask you, more nervous playing for the Giants in the big games or watching your son out here with a very tough defense?
Definitely watching my son. It's just, I don't think I've sat in my seat maybe 5 minutes. I'm up, I'm down, I'm all around. So.
We'll watch him and then we'll come back after the play. Michael?
The play here, Doc, is third and a long 4. Needing to get to the 41. And Pelt gonna run for it. He challenged those linebackers. And he's gonna be really close. Think he's got it?
Yeah, I think so.
Really close in that spot.
Skateboard style.
He just moved it back.
Kamikaze.
I don't think they got a good spot.
Got it.
No, he got it.
First down.
Yeah, but I still don't think he got a good spot.
We'll go back to Doc.
Brad, your dream was to be a quarterback, and Duffy Doherty decided you were going to play on the defensive side of the ball. Your young man has basically stuck with his dream. They wanted to move him to defense at Michigan State. Thought about moving him running back here, but he's stuck to his guns.
He's been dreaming about playing a quarterback in college all his life, and then he wants to take it to the next level, and he just wanted the opportunity to either to fail or to succeed, and Colorado State's given him that opportunity.
You took him to Michigan State, had Nick Saban look at him in a quarterback camp, said, tell me if my son is Division I material, and Nick Saban said, yes, he should be on scholarship and play Division I quarterback.
Yes, Nick told me that I wasn't just looking through a father's eyes, that he was Division I, and unfortunately, Nick left. Bobby had other plans for him, but Bradley wanted to follow his dream.
Brad, thanks for coming down. A father watching his son trying to be successful here tonight. Michael?
He was ruled down by the sack there. So it's no fumble, no turnover, just a sack for Lee's guy.
I tell you what, Lee's guy, Kirk's guy, Harry Jones' guy, University of Louisville guy, this guy Dwayne White can play in any league, any
ready to come to the plate. We'll take you to Houston. Charlie Steiner's ESPN radio call. KTVU's TV pictures from Enron Field.
The game, I guess, the way you should. So there is an open base now, though.
And Jeff Kent is on deck. Kent hit a home run with Bonds on base after a first inning walk. And they're going to walk him intentionally. That's 2 outside. Now 3 outside. Well, the Astro fans are really getting angry now. Not only is their home team getting pulverized 8-1, but Barry Bonds walks for the 3rd time tonight on 4 consecutive pitches.
Well, I'm sure Richard really
All right, so we'll keep an eye on the continuing saga there in Houston as Barry Bonds has walked again. They are in the 6th with Houston trailing and their fans unhappy. Meantime here, Van Pelt just hit a 41-yard pass to Dallas Davis that was called back for holding. So it's 3rd and 31. They need to get across midfield to keep the drive alive. Long ball coming. Incomplete. Chris Pittman battling with Curry Burns. Show you what looked to be the longest pass play of the night while we were watching Bonds.
While we were away, Colorado State had exactly what they needed to get the spark going in this offense. They had a chance to stretch the defense. The ball was thrown well over the shoulder, and Dallas Davis, an experienced receiver, made a big catch. Look at the catch, look at the concentration, holds on to the ball, and you're thinking, uh-oh, here they go, and then there's a flag to bring it all the way back.
Joey Huber's punt very high. Deion Branch, fair catch at the 38-yard line. 42-yard punt, no return. What would have been a 41-yard completion comes back because of a hold. And you'll see it right here on the offensive line. David Showett trying to keep Dwayne White out of the backfield. White the disruptor, a big play, keeping off a big completion for CSU.
In a world of opportunity, how do you find a financial advisor who's right for you? Do you want one who works for the oldest company or the youngest? Do you want one with the fastest growing company or the most deeply rooted in tradition? Or do you want one whose company pioneered the concept of financial planning, the first to offer a client bill of rights? The one who simply listens to you, like you are the only investor in the world. Raymond James, you first. For a no-obligation portfolio review, call our toll-free number, 866-YOU-FIRST, or click on RaymondJames.com to find the Raymond James financial advisor nearest you.
It's a week of playoff hopefuls. First at 8.
This game could determine the wild card.
The Central Division is up for grabs as Bagwell and the Astros stare down Big Mac and the Cards. Then at 10:30,
McCovey Cove beckons.
Bonds will try to add to his 69 home runs as the Dodgers visit the Bay. And see the Phillies try to take one from the Reds as the race in the NL East comes down to the wire. Astros Cardinals at 8 and Dodgers Giants at 10:30 on ESPN. Phillies Reds at 7 on ESPN2. This week on Friday Night Baseball.
Well, this one came for Herbie. The other guy there, who obviously was around when you were here, Lee, he has the record Corso with Tom Jackson, 28-14, when Tom Jackson played linebacker for you here at Louisville. It's close. Left off a few games. But okay.
I don't want to say. I'll tell you what it was.
We're going looking long. Zeke Parker on the 19. First down, 43 yards.
Ragon's been showing the ability to throw this football all night long here. Protection holds up, gives him just enough time to get the football off. He sits in the pocket, takes the hit. You love to see that, and Parker just goes right by Dexter Wynn and shows that downfield speed.
Beautiful 43-yard pickup. We're going very solid numbers tonight for the junior from Ohio. After Parker's 7th catch, let's see if we go pass on first down. No, they keep running, and Colorado State keeps answering. Eric Pauly leading the D.
And Eric Pauly, number 33, he's had double-digit tackles 3 of the 4 ball games for Larry Kerr. I like it because he's quick, 6'4", 215, and only a sophomore, and he's made some big plays today. See the size, 6'4", 215. He can grow.
Yeah, he sure will.
He can go to 235.
Sophomore, yep.
Sophomore, good-looking player. As I said, this is interesting. Double-digit tackles in 3 of the 4 games this year. That's good, solid, consistent performance.
Between Pauly and Drew Wood and Adam Wade, look at the future of Colorado State's defense in the middle with the linebackers. They're all sophomores.
Patrick Goodpaster is the injured player for CSU.
Speaking of Colorado State's defense, I'm going to give you a stat you're not going to believe.
What do you got?
They have 8 defensive linemen. You know where they're from? Every single one of Colorado's defensive linemen are from the state of California.
Speed.
8 for 8. And the other guy who plays is from Florida. Tell you what, they know where that speed is. That's why they're playing so well and moving.
Goodpaster from Harbor City, California, still down, so as they check on him, we'll step out as he gets up now. Back at Louisville, 2nd and 15, flag down, Ragone throws end zone, incomplete. Justin Gallimore had the coverage on Zeke Parker. It was thrown in the holding area.
Decline this.
Holding on the offense.
Give him 3rd and 15 from the 24, or push him back to the 34.
Well, the way Ragone's able to throw the football, push him back, you definitely put him out of field goal range.
There's Larry Kerr, who you talked about. Excellent secondary play here tonight. He doesn't have what he's had in past years, but is getting the performance.
Yeah, their first few games, I think he wanted to see him give the effort that he expects from his group tonight. And I think last week it really started for him against Wyoming, but we are seeing it. That's something that when he gets effort, just his scheme alone, he'll be able to defend a lot of teams. We'll see tonight again. Here comes Louisville getting close to the red zone, and we'll see if the Rams can stop him again.
The drive did start, or got to the red zone. The completion was to the 19, but they've been backed up here. Now 2nd and 25. Louisville 4-1.
We haven't heard from Deion Branch 9 for a while, have we?
This is the tight end, Jenks. 30 to the 20 and hurtling to the 19. Got most of the 15 back, but they've been pushed back. 3rd and 10. That's some of why you were thinking decline that penalty, Kirk?
Yeah, exactly why. You give them 2 more downs to be able to pick up the yardage as opposed to just the 1. Now they're in still 3rd and long, but it would have been 3rd and about 14. Now they have 3rd and 10.
But you would think, as good a defense as they are, that they would alert for that screen because they've hurt him twice. They threw the screen to Tony Stallings once, and now through the tight end. Right?
They're so concerned with the speed of the receivers that they're allowing that H-back and tight end to get open. Here comes the blitz here. Here comes Gallimore.
5 come. Chasing. That is incomplete. Intended for Antoine Harris. And from here, it's a 36-yard field goal attempt.
Again, give the Colorado State defense credit. Making the plays to keep their offense in this football game.
Nathan Smith will come on. He's added an extra point.
Check the center snap on this. It's by Chip Mattingly. His dad played for me. That's how old I am.
Okay.
Watch the snap. I bet you it's a perfect snap. You bet a nickel? Watch it.
It's a good snapper.
He's a good snapper. Perfect.
The kick, though, is wide left.
Good snap, though.
Good snap, though.
Snap was there.
And Colorado State once again dodges a Louisville point threat. It remains 7-0. Wow.
It's almost like having a prize fight. One guy's knocking the guy down against the ropes and everything, getting in the last couple of rounds, and pretty soon this guy's still got a chance to win the fight.
Yeah, but the longer this game goes on, the more Colorado State's going to look at each other and say, guys, we can win this thing. They're beginning to believe. And this offense, come out and throw the football on this series. Protect Van Pelt and give him a chance to throw. Just like that.
Wayne Ruff, a couple of yards forward to the 21. Third quarter winding down after the fourth quarter at Sports Center with Dan Patrick and Rich Eisen. They will recount the walks tonight in Houston. Coverage from there. Ricky Henderson to the top of the record books. And continuing to follow what has been, to this point, the team that scored the fewest points per game in major college football, Notre Dame. Sports Center with Dan and Rich coming up after the game. Those of you who want more on this game will be on ESPN News for our bonus coverage by popular demand. Ruff, and first down. Out to the 33 for the senior from Denver. Anthony Floyd spilled them. And that should take us to the end of this third quarter. Kind of like the annoying kid who's the last to be picked in a pickup game. Colorado State's just hanging around. And at some point, you're going to have to let him in the game. Off we go to the fourth quarter in Louisville, Kentucky on a beautiful night. Very low-scoring game. And now the fourth quarter. With Dr. Jerry Punch, Kirk Herbstreit, Lee Corso, Mike Tirico. Glad you're with us on College Football Thursday night, presented by Circuit City. Dave Vergo to Zeke Parker, only touchdown of the game. It came in the second quarter. Bradley Van Pelt passes to Chris Pittman. He spins forward to the 40. That's a first down pass play, picking up 7. Second and short coming up.
The coaches told me that this Chris Pittman, as old as a sophomore, 6'1", 185. He had 3 catches last week in his first start for 41 yards. They think he might be the future great receiver that they've been looking for.
They have some great young receivers. Remember Frank Rice, who played here a couple years ago.
Toss to Ruff. He'll deliver the blow to Kerry Burns and have the first down at the 45-yard line.
You look at Pittman and you look at Eric Hill, 2 sophomores down the road. They're going to be productive. You know, we've been talking about trying to see Colorado State open it up and throw a little bit. And you don't have to throw all the way down the field, but just enough to keep the offense in sync and give it a little bit more balance. And these last couple series, we've been seeing that. And it's, I think, at the very least, slow down Louisville's attacking defense.
What I like now is they're using some imagination with their play calls. A little counter play, a little quick pass.
Remember, this Van Pelt's second start. Blitz was picked up. He's going along for Joey Kupari. Incomplete. Never got back behind. Ronnie Galashaw, the redshirt freshman from Florida, on the corner for the U of L. We can't go back and emphasize that enough. Colorado State making its first plane trip of the season. Their 2 road games were a neutral site game in the opener against Colorado, played at Invesco Field at Mile High in downtown Denver. And then at Wyoming, that's just a ride up. That's the game for the Bronze Boot. Remember?
Right.
We did that game last year. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, we were there.
Run for Ruff. Nice dancing in the hole, but not much room to maneuver forward. 3rd and 8.
All about the boot.
There's Colorado State's story thus far. Wins over Nevada Reno. The loss to San Diego State, 14-7, and the victory over Wyoming.
And you see the Wyoming victory, 42 points, a game where they ran for over 302 yards. The running game was finally found last week for the Rams. They've lost it again tonight.
They need to get to the Louisville 45. Pelt hit as he threw. Almost intercepted. Dwayne White once again with the pressure. Stuck Van Pelt, who is slow to get up. Kerry Burns dropped the INT.
Van Pelt took a shot, but I think he also is upset with himself because he had an open receiver. And you're right, Mike. make sure we continue to stress this is a young quarterback making his second career start. But that's a football pass that he would love to have back because he knows he can make that throw.
Joey Huber punting will try to pin Deion Branch in the cards inside the 10. Look out! They blocked it! Anthony Floyd.
Booth and Michael Tirico said in the first quarter that there's a chance because even though Huber has the big leg, he gets it off slow. Here the snap brings him off to the left and actually brought him
right. But also remember, they lulled him to sleep. They didn't try to block a single punt tonight except this one.
Almost in a spot where you'd expect him in a punt safe. Right, right around midfield. Glorious opportunity for Louisville to go up 2 scores, which might be good night, sweetheart. We're going. Will he go for it all? He's looking downfield to Slater, and he finds Deion Branch coming back. Branch at the 12-yard line. That's a pickup of 12.
Boy, I love that play call. It was a play-action pass, but it was a bootleg. Watch the quarterback we're going. He'll fake it, and now he's coming out to his favorite side, which is his left side, because he's a left-handed quarterback. And here comes Branch crossing. Kirk, didn't you like that play call because of the bootleg?
Great decision and got the defense flowing one way, came back. He had 3 options there. He could have run the ball. He had Owens in the corner of the end zone, a shot there, but he took the safe route and found his main man, Deion Branch.
First and 10 from the 12. Stallings dances and loses 2. Lucas Smith is having a really good game on the nose.
27-20 Stallings.
Has he been in that backfield on those first down runs?
Plays hard every single snap. The leader up front. And Mike, it seems like you've been calling his name all evening long. 6'4", 280, one of the few seniors on this defense. And he's been providing that leadership that the Rams have been known to have over the years.
How can you not love a nose tackle whose major is wildlife biology? That's a great major.
Picked the right school, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Beautiful out there.
Second and 13. We're going.
This defense.
Oh, he put it up for grabs. Oh, it's intercepted. Drew Wood with the INT. And a very ill-advised pass by Ragone. Go ahead, guys. Take the break. Go ahead.
Can you say?
Remember what
The
John
defense
said?
Yeah.
He's a little screwy because he's left-handed.
Here we're seeing it.
Look at him.
But you can say what you want about Ragone, but what about this Colorado State defense keeping this team in his football game, coming up with another big play? They still got a shot.
Back in Louisville, the crunch zone, the loud fans are down at this end where Colorado State's going to try to make Dave Ragone's mistake pay off in a tying touchdown. Van Pelt running some option as he did in high school. Got to the 20-yard line. Devon Thomas, the junior who's been in as Michael Josiah for an unannounced reason, has not played here tonight. Josiah is the other starting defensive end. He's been on the bench right throughout.
He'll take 6 yards every time on first down.
Lost the snap. Whistles blow before the play.
Mike, I want to make a point about what you said about the end zone. But I think
ball start on the offense. 5 yards, remains second down.
But I think this is good strategy for Colorado State, although they didn't have any choice. But I always like to go in the fourth quarter against the open end zone when I was away from home, especially in the old Oakland Bucket game when Purdue's open side was to my left. Because if you're going to try to win the ball game, going in to score at the end of the game, you want to be away from that side. Same thing with the Buckeyes.
Yes.
The Buckeyes is to the right, the open end is to the left.
You see that this weekend.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a spot to go in the fourth quarter.
Blitz. The hot receiver caught it. That's Chris Pittman. It gets out to the 21. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Again, the adjustments made by the Colorado State offensive staff, getting rid of the football. Short route, blitz coming, three-step drop, get it out as fast as possible. And Van Pelt delivered the football in a place where Pittman can make the catch.
3rd and 3. Toss, rough. Right at the line. It will depend where they say as the linesman comes in. That's a mark for the first down. Right on that 25-yard line. First down. You know, we've been talking about Colorado State's defense tonight and the great job they've done keeping Louisville off the scoreboard. I almost feel bad that we're not talking about the defense that's putting the 0 up there. Louisville's defense is not playing one of the great offenses in the history of the sport.
Exactly.
But they're doing a good job.
Exactly right.
Stevenson, rough. Chased down by Dwayne White again.
I want you guys to watch this. We got a replay on this one. I mean, I know.
You think we're going to have a replay?
I hope we do, because if we do, you're going to see a guy from the right end defensive position come down the line of scrimmage. Now watch this. Keep your eye on number 99. He goes down the line of scrimmage and catches a running back from behind.
You know what? You don't even account for a guy like that because he's on the back side. Yeah, you hope he doesn't chase down your running back.
10 tackles tonight for White. Digging in for 2nd and a long 9. And Pelt's pass is caught by Pittman. Across the 40 and to the 45-yard line. Ronnie Galashaw tried to pull the ball away, but a 19-yard first down pickup, CSU.
Guys, Galashaw's been playing off the line. It's tough to get deep on him, so Colorado State's decided to come underneath. And again, get back in the pocket as a young quarterback and deliver the football. Give your receiver a chance, and he put it on the outside number. I'll tell you what, when he sets his feet, he's got a very strong arm.
Rough. Tackle 11, Dwayne White.
You see that play? Kirk made a point of it. You run a play off the right tackle. You don't expect the right defensive end to make the tackle for 1-yard gain. Watch.
Wow.
Wow is right.
He just beat Joel Dreesen, the H-back. Never got to the block.
Dreesen's got to get off the ball there. Just trying to get an arm in the way. Nothing else.
That guy is a sensational football player.
He's at the top of the screen here.
2nd and 9. Van Pelt has time, threw it away. A very heady play. 3rd down coming up. Here's Jerry.
Guys, the defensive coordinator for Louisville, Chris Smealin, says they have specific goals here for their defense when they play each and every football game. They are create 4 turnovers, block a field goal, interception, fumble recovery, a 4th down stop, 1 sack every 12 plays, win the 4th quarter battle. No points in the 4th quarter, and what they call 100% swarming all the time, which is exactly what we're seeing Dwayne White do.
White just came off the field. He's gassed. So let's see if there'll be time to throw for Van Pelt. There is. There's an alley. There's an interception by Anthony Floyd. Still going. Fumble. He fumbled the football. And the Rams think they got it back. Key, bottom of the pile scramble here.
Boy, they're fighting underneath there for that football.
They pull Pittman out of there.
It looked like Louisville had a chance to get it.
A couple of officials down there at the bottom of the pile, and CSU got it back. Eric Pears, the redshirt freshman, hustled on the play and got the ball. Wow.
Sometimes a problem for a young quarterback, especially when the pressure is on, is he telegraphed the throw. Watch his head. He comes back and he looks right at the tight end. And Floyd's an experienced guy. Last year he had a number of interceptions. He anticipates well. He had 10 picks last year.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what to do. He basically was baiting.
But Van Pelt knocked the ball away.
To rip it away.
They wanted to make Van Pelt a safety.
You know why now?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Colorado State ball, 1st and 10 as well from the 48. Van Pelt looking long again down the middle. And again it's picked off. This time, it's the other safety, Curry Burns.
You know, we talked about it in the pregame show that Floyd and Burns, I'd said, were two of the best safeties in America, and they're playing like that tonight. Isn't that a sensational play by both of them, back to back?
And this one gets the ball back for the home team. Louisville, Kentucky. Beautiful night here, too. That cold front's bearing down and coming in, but it's still a warm evening. First down carry, Tony Stallings. Nice cutback run, got to the 16-yard line. 6-yard pick. Well, in the last 5 minutes, we've had a block punt and 4 turnovers. And in the last 21 seconds, we've had 3 turnovers. Each team has been equally benevolent on the evening.
And the last, like you mentioned, at time is quick. It happened fast. Van Pelt looking right at the tight end. Floyd comes over, anticipates, makes the interception.
Ragone with a play pass. Run option, and he's brought down. Jeff Grau was not supposed to play tonight because of injury, but he has seen some snaps, and the senior from Delray Beach made a good play. You can see how he tenderly comes off the field.
And then the second one, very next play, after they knocked the ball loose, got the ball back to think that they may have saved some momentum. Here, he just throws it up, took a chance. And against this secondary, there's too much experience, as Lee mentioned, especially with the safeties. Burns just sat back there and might as well have called a fair catch as he made that pick. Van Pelt needs to shake that and show that he's got the moxie to come back and make a play if they get another chance.
Might get it in decent field position. Third down. Blitz coming. And the blitz stops the run as well. Eric Pauley with the hit.
Okay, I want to go back to a point I made about 10 minutes ago. And this is very important. They're going to get good field position. And let me tell you something. They are going in the right direction. They're going towards the open stands where there's not a noise factor. Very, very important.
They are also a good special teams unit, even though they had a punt block. Dion Branch, their punt returner, has a punt return for touchdown this year. Dallas Davis, I should say, Dexter Wynn, I beg your pardon, with the return, Dion Branch for Louisville. Oh, he botched the snap, they blocked the punt, and it's a safety. They could not recover. Chris Pittman had no chance, but still they blocked the punt. Will get the ball after the good play by Andre Summersell to block the punt by Wade Talachka.
Now they've got good field position, and now they're going to left to right. Now watch the snap. The snap was perfect. And it was faster than the guy could hold it. My man's son would not make a bad snap.
Oh, right on the money.
Paul Manning. Now, here's the point. They're going to get the football, and they don't have to go for 2 to win the game. All they have to go is drive it down there, get that touchdown, and they got the automatic if they make it. Again, I'm going to make this point because it's very important from a coaching standpoint. They're going to the open end.
Going to the open end. The other thing you got to remember here is they don't need to go for the deep ball. I think their offense they panicked a little bit on that last play. They went for the deep ball when they got the set of downs back. In this case, 4 minutes. Of course, you need to hurry a little bit, but you don't need to go back and try to go deep and get behind the corners. Continue to mix it up. The play calling that we saw the previous 2 drives would be still fine with 5 minutes and 56 seconds to go.
Now, we'll see if Louisville punts the ball and or place kick it, because you could do either one. If they punt it, it usually goes further, but you get a better return. Right.
You have the option, the free kick from the 20 to kick off or punt. Well, ESPN's primetime game. Primetime in the Horseshoe, you'll see Zach Kustok and Northwestern, number 16 in the country, take on Ohio State. Buckeyes feeling better about themselves after the victory. Their special teams score against UCLA, the only one they could put up on the board. But a better performance last week, 7:45 Eastern, with Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, Adrian Karsten from Columbus. Just a couple of hours. How long a drive from here?
From here?
Yeah, 2.5?
No, about 2:45.
2:45.
Northern part of the city.
Wade Talachka with the boot. It wasn't his best. It's under 50 yards. And on the move is Dexter Wynn at midfield. Well, we talked about honoring Lee Corso, as it's been a rare opportunity for you to return here to your old stomping grounds. This is Lee pregame with a whole bunch of your former players who came to welcome you back to Louisville, Lee.
That was really a big moment. You know, Louisville was good to me. They gave me, I was a young assistant football coach, and they gave me my first coaching chance. And that meant a lot to me. You could tell.
I know it meant a lot to you to have those players around you, Coach.
There's nothing like it.
Henry Childs runs, gains a yard. It will be 2nd and 9. A lot of Lee's players came back. You guys were able to get together for dinner last night. There is a younger Lee Corso, 1969 to 72.
And the man on the right there was Frank Camp. He was a great football coach that they never really gave enough credit to. And I was very fortunate to have some great football players. And Tom Jackson was the best football player I ever coached. And Tom Jackson, the guy with ESPN, he's the best linebacker, best football player ever to play at the University of Louisville. That kid right there.
And Tommy flew in last night for dinner with your old players. That was
Thank you for mentioning it. I appreciate it.
2nd and 8. Here's a Van Pelt option keep. Oh, what a hit at the 45 by the quarterback, Ronnie Galashaw. Oh. Wow.
Sometimes you see cover corners who don't like to get physical. They don't like to come up and make a hit. How about this? I'll tell you what. You gotta credit Van Pelt for holding on to the football.
Curry Burns is pulling him down from behind. 3rd and 5. Dwayne White, double team. Van Pelt looking for someone. Just threw it up and away. Let's see now. 4:18 left.
Kick it. The way your defense is playing. Going to give Louisville the ball if you don't make it here right at midfield.
I couldn't agree with you more because of the 3 timeout situation. You need to punt the ball here. Now, they might make it, but I tell you what, I'm not second-guessing them, but I'm going to first guess both of us.
I'm with you.
You should punt the ball here, use your 3 timeouts.
Well, they just took a timeout because they had 12 players on the field, and John L. Smith pointed it out to the official right away. It was going to be a flag and make it 4th and 10. So to avoid the flag and maybe reconsider, a timeout is taken.
Well, now they might have cost themselves the game, because if it had been 4th and 10, they would have had to punt it. They'd punt it down, use 3 timeouts, get the ball back, and win the game.
Well, the way the defense is playing, they're probably talking it over right now with Larry Kerr in the white hat. Yeah. And Sonny Lubick, a defensive coach over the years. Louisville offensively right now is just holding on. Yeah. They're trying to take the clock down, and they're trying to do what they can do to be able to win this football game. And this, the one reason that Colorado State's in this football game is because of the Colorado State defense. Louisville has moved into the red zone tonight 4 different times, and they've only come away with 1 touchdown. Here's the fumble on the 1-yard line. They missed the field goal after a big turnover at about the 19-yard line. And then Ragone, trying to make a play, felt the pressure, threw the ball up, and Colorado State made the interception. 3 times Louisville got in there. 3 times Colorado State denied them.
The interesting part, until this ball game, they had been in the red zone 20 times and scored 19 with 15 touchdowns.
It says a lot.
It says a lot for the Colorado State defense.
See the numbers there with the red zone story.
Well, let's go over this again, Mike. I say they should punt it.
Okay, I was going to say open. They're going to the open field.
Okay, punt it.
Punt it?
Punt it. The reason you punt it is you got a better chance to win this ball game on defense than you do offense. 3 timeouts. Louisville might make a mistake. You get the ball in field position. Punt it.
Because Van Pelt is out there.
Okay.
This has been a very hard-fought, very even, but very average football game.
Yeah.
4th and 5, needing to get to the 41. 99 and defense is digging in. Dwayne White comes inside. Van Pelt throws. Incomplete. There's a marker down in the secondary. Let's see what it is. The indication from the players is it's against Louisville.
Holding on the defense.
These are Conference USA officials. That's Louisville's conference.
Yes. And I told you guys you should go for it. You never know. They could have a holding penalty or something.
Michael Brown, the bandit linebacker, is going to get in trouble. You're going to see him off to the right side of the picture right here. He's holding on to the receiver, and because of that, boy, close call, but he held on to Kapari's jersey just enough, and the official saw it.
The flag was down before we saw that little part. We were seeing the back end of the jersey grab.
Right.
And you notice the Louisville players didn't go nuts and do a lot of yelling, especially 35. So
Colorado State continues to catch break after break here in the fourth quarter.
Don't need to pass it. They can move it down the field here. Run Henry Childs. Out to the 31. That's 6 first down yards, maybe even 7.
Interesting. Coming out of the fourth quarter now, it's Bradley Van Pelt, Michigan State. Henry Childs, Kansas.
Yeah.
2 of the best football players of both guys that transferred in to Colorado State.
How many times have we seen that Colorado State offense run the play we just saw? Kevin McDougal made a living off of pulling the backside tight end and the backside guard and tackle.
Short 5. On second down. Childs again. Good line search from Bobby LeFew. Redshirt freshman from Danville, Kentucky.
The defensive line has been playing very, very well. And I tell you what, LeFew up front, Dwayne White, Scott Lopez, and Devon Thomas have been playing very, very well against the run and put the pressure on.
They've controlled the line of scrimmage for the most part up front.
Remember, Broderick Lancaster out for Colorado State. Third down run. Spinning was Childs. Nowhere to go. When they need yards, they like to run behind Broderick Lancaster and Brock Finlayson. But Lancaster went out in the first half, so that power on the O-line isn't there. And now they've got to go with 2:48 left on 4th and 4.
Don't burn a timeout here. Get into the huddle, and they're going to call a timeout.
There is Lancaster, injured in the first half, and now watching with his knee in a brace. 2:35 to go. 4th and 4 for Colorado State. Game on the line when you come back to Louisville. For the second straight series of downs, it's 4th and the game for CSU.
I would use Van Pelt on a bootleg.
Get him outside away from the pressure.
Especially away from 99.
I like that call.
What do you like it?
I like that.
4th and 4.
Oh, away from 99.
Van Pelt looks for the quick one. Incomplete. No flag. Josh Minkins, the cover man.
Before we went to the break, I mentioned don't use a timeout, and this is why. You have 2.5 minutes to go. You're down now to 1 timeout. Louisville can kill most of the clock at this point. 3-step drop to get Van Pelt back, throw the football. But I tell you, that coverage was tight.
They've been looking for the call, but that was a good call.
Yeah, but the reason I said I like the idea of a bootleg, because you get the idea of the run or pass. He only had one option, throw the ball to one receiver. If he was covered, game's over.
Yep.
I like more than one option in a situation with 4th down.
Changing footballs here. Perhaps they threw in a Colorado State football. Well, this Louisville defense shut out Colorado State for the first 3 quarters. Second time that's happened to CSU this season against San Diego State. And they've been on the field for a lot of plays. Colorado State's run 20 more plays in this second half as Tony Stallings carries. No timeout here. It is 2nd and 8. Remember, in the first half, guys, Louisville ran 23 more plays than Colorado State. It's almost completely flipped here in the second half.
Would you throw it if you were Louisville?
No way. They can burn that last time out.
Neither would I, but he's in the shotgun.
Throwing. Intercepted!
I say something. I said
I know. Right there.
I don't say
Amir Lowe, the senior with the pick.
I I said to Kirk, would you throw it? He said,
I heard.
I said, hey, would I?
I thought it was a quarterback draw.
He said he's in the shotgun. Why in the world?
Yeah, miscommunication with Zeke Parker, the receiver.
This is the thing that drives John L. Smith crazy with Dave Ragone. At times, he's played flawless most of the night. We've seen 2 examples where he's just collapsed mentally.
And you know why he said it? He was left-handed.
A lot of that might be on Parker. So Parker was shooting straight down the. What are you shooting straight down the field for? On second down when you're trying to just ball possess. The 9th live for Colorado State tonight. Van Pelt stepping up. That's a first down at the 19-yard line. Pickup of 11. Final 102 seconds in Louisville. And CSU is in the red zone.
And Pelt, you can see how comfortable he is when he gets on the move. Weaving his way through, picking up some blocks downfield. Louisville's defense has been getting it done, just like the Colorado State defense. Let's see if they can do it one more time.
A problem with the chain. The chain is tied up with the down marker on the far side. They got it caught up in the wires for Colorado State. Well, Michael Josiah, guys, who has not played the entire game, has come in on this drive.
So whatever he did is not bad enough if the score's 7-2 and you need a pass rusher. Is that what you say?
Yes, it is.
That was a nice way of you saying it. I thought I would say it.
Thank you, Lee. Frustrated Ragone, who was so efficient in the first half. A couple of just tough interceptions in this, poor interceptions in the second half. That's an example of stats lying, though. I mean, that interception, you saw how angry he was at Zeke Parker coming off the field. Somebody somewhere miscommunicated.
The point is, you shouldn't be throwing the football.
That's right. That's right. You guys are right. Clock restarts as the chains and down marker are finally reset. Oh, they think about a reverse here. Eric Hill lost 4 yards.
Guess who made the tackle? Boy, that kid's a football player. They can't run at him. They can't run away from him. Dwayne White is playing a one-man wrecking crew, Kirk. The guy's a sensational player all over the field.
I think they're having a tougher time running away from him because of the speed. He's chasing down every play.
Huddling, taking a lot of time here, boys, with a minute left. A lot of time. Second and 14. Incomplete. Kupari trying to get back to it. Galashaw was with him. 44 seconds left. Colorado State can pick up a first down at the 9. They have 2 snaps remaining.
Right.
We talked with Bradley Van Pelt. He talked about the courage that it took and the family that it took to be able to keep him going because he was turned down at Michigan State and he wanted to play quarterback, so he decided to go home. He decided to go to Colorado State. This is his chance. You know, you don't want to put it all on him, but he wants to play this position. It's 3rd and 14, under a minute to go. This is a chance to make something happen.
He's missed his last 6 passes, including 2 interceptions.
And they're going to back him up 5 yards for that substitution infraction that we see now every week.
Substitution foul on the offense. That's 5 yards. It remains 3rd down.
You can't sneak a guy out on the field or deceive the defense by having 12 in the huddle and then get out of there. Barry Bonds is on deck, getting ready to come to the plate in Houston. 43 seconds left here.
Better hurry up before they walk him.
Van Pelt not getting away from Michael Josiah. First series, he makes a sack. Timeout. Colorado State takes a timeout. 5th Louisville sack. They're from the 39 on 4th down. Here's Charlie Steiner. with the radio call on ESPN Radio. The pictures from KTVU in San Francisco as Bonds comes to the plate again in Houston.
It will be interesting to see how this young left-hander goes about his business against Bonds, who has walked 3 times tonight, each walk on 4 pitches. He did bounce to second base once. Actually, it was Craig Biggio in short right field with the pronounced shift, where he was able to field the ball and throw out Bonds. And so everybody here at Enron Field on their feet, hoping now, finally, history will be made. Listen to the crowd. Rodriguez delivers to Bonds. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Bonds was going for the downs, and Rodriguez came right at him. No balls, 1 strike, nobody out. 9th inning, a 9-2 Giant lead. Rodriguez delivers a fastball inside and high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the young left-hander's going right at him, Soup.
Yeah, and probably borrowing a page from Billy Wagner. Why not here?
Trailing 9-2. 69 home runs for Barry Bonds. The 1-1. There it goes! There it goes! Mark McGwire has a co-owner of the home run throne. Number 70 for Bonds. Over the right center field bullpen of the Houston Astros, and now the Giants have come out to home plate, and there he is. Number 70. It's been a long time coming. The entire Giant bench out mobbing Barry Bonds. His young son Nikolai hugging his dad, kissing his dad. Dusty Baker gives him a big hug. There was no doubt about it the moment it left the bat. And now he co-owns the home run throne with Mark McGwire.
It was an absolute monster blast into the middle of the upper deck. As soon as Barry hit it, both arms were thrust in the air. The youngster Rodriguez threw him 3 fastballs in a row. He got 1 by him. The second one went about 400 and probably 35 to 40 feet.
Number 70. Mark McGwire has company.
Well, the fans want a curtain call. There's not going to be any stoppage of play, but Bonds comes back.
Live in Louisville, 4th and 30, Colorado State. Van Pelt has to throw it to the end zone. He unloads. It's a jump ball, and it is incomplete. Intercepted. Intercepted by Galashaw. It's a touchback, and Louisville will win this game 7-2. You didn't miss anything. Louisville took a timeout after Colorado State's timeout to set up the defense. And the INT is thrown by Van Pelt, whose father, Brad Van Pelt, the former NFL linebacker, watches in disappointment. The Bonds homer was announced here in the building, by the way, and this is Louisville, where the Cards AAA team, the St. Louis Cards AAA team, plays. So they were unhappy. They booed because Mark McGwire's record's been tied. Here's the jump ball, and Galashaw at 5'11" shows some leaping ability, guys.
Talk about bonus coverage.
We got everything.
We got everything happening here.
Rodriguez. What's his first name, that pitcher?
We'll know it now.
Thankfully, he challenged him.
That's exactly what he said.
That's what I like.
This game is over. Louisville will win 7-2. With the win, they're 5-1.